What up, everybody? What's going on? We are live, finally. Gonna sit here for the next hour or so, having some fun. Not only believing in Joe Hendry, but also talking about some WWE Money in the Bank and NXT Heatwave. Before NXT goes live tonight at 8 o'clock, you see Joe Hendry there. We believe in Joe Hendry. We have said his name today. So hopefully he appears on our screen. So what I'd like to do is to kick off the show pretty much going over Money in the Bank and then transitioning into NXT Heatwave, possibly getting to some WWE gameplay along the way as well. We saw yesterday, we got some updates for 2K24, or a update for 2K24, should I say. It was patch 1.12, which fixed the AI, supposedly. Supposedly it fixed the AI. So what's up, Terrence, Luhandro, VJ, Leader, Omar was here earlier. Mommy's back. She came back yesterday at the end of Monday Night Raw. I thought Monday Night Raw was a lot of fun. It was enjoyable. Your call still looks like Mr. Clean. Mine too. What up, Byron? Yeah, you know, they really, really ruined the experience with the created characters. They really did. So for Money in the Bank, guys, we're going to start right from the very beginning, okay? Let's go to the very beginning here. I'm going to skim through it on my end so we could go, segment by segment. We're going to start off with the men's Money in the Bank. Now, my problem with this match kicking off the show is that I was already under the belief that Drew McIntyre was going to win. We saw Drew McIntyre, tease and announce that he was going to go ahead and win the match, cash it in to take the title away from Damian Priest because he took out CM Punk. So once we saw the booking of this match as the startup to the pay-per-view, I was like, all right, this pretty much seals the deal. We're going to have Drew McIntyre lock in that win. And that honestly hurt the excitement in terms of getting a surprise. I still thought Uncle Howdy would show up. I didn't think that Drew McIntyre was going to clear-cut go out there and win it, which he kind of didn't. They teased LA Knight. They teased everyone else. And at the end of the day, I totally get the creative decision, for sure. What up, John? It's okay that it kicked off the show at the end of the day because it was a good match. It was a little short. Probably felt that way, Leader, because we didn't get as many crazy spots as we did with the women's Money in the Bank. I feel like the women's Money in the Bank was more loaded with those high risk, high reward moves. But we did get some bright moments throughout this match. We got some good action between everyone involved. At the end of the day, we saw a lot of Jey Uso and LA Knight. I thought that was really cool. The Yeet versus Yeah. They got the crowd involved. They got everyone hyped up. And we were clicking on all cylinders in terms of momentum. Obviously, the biggest spots, you just mentioned his name, Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable. Those three are the ones that kind of, took the biggest bumps and, had us kind of feeling like this was indeed a ladder match. Everything else that we saw in between was more of just a big build-up, hype-up, And it's okay. We need the hype. We need the excitement. We need the blood flow going. So I'm all for those, those cool gimmicky moments. It's okay to me, to have the stare down between LA Knight and Jey Uso and stuff. So Carmelo Hayes and Andrade were the only two that didn't really have a storyline outside of this match. LA Knight was tied to, or is tied to, Logan Paul. Drew McIntyre is tied to CM Punk. Jey Uso is tied to the Bloodline. And Chad Gable is tied down to Uncle Howdy. So for me, it was like, well, Andrade has a shot at winning. But unfortunately, he didn't really come that close. We did see some beautiful moments. Carmelo Hayes picking up the pace, making sure that he pushed the momentum here. Definitely with some of the biggest bumps. So let's skip a little forward. At this point, we're like 30 minutes into the show, but you know, we took a while to see all the entrances. So, you know, they did tease Jey Uso going for it. Jey Uso was going for it. That was near the end, and that's when Drew McIntyre knocked him off with the other ladder. Then he got Claymored, kicked him out of the ring, and that's pretty much all she wrote. So, Leader, I have to agree, this match with entrances and everything only lasted 35 minutes before we saw Drew McIntyre pull down the briefcase and become Mr. Money in the Bank 2024. It felt rushed at times. But again, I feel like it's okay just because of the fact that we saw, you know, that everyone had storylines going into this show. That's one of the main things that I think probably held back the match. We expected run-ins and interferences. We didn't really get that. It was just a clean victory for Drew McIntyre. That was it, you know. So, it is what it is. It was a good momentum builder for the rest of the show. So, let's move on to the next match. Oh, the next match was Sami Zayn, of course. Hometown hero, getting that love from the hometown crowd. You love to see Sami Zayn get these moments. And against Bron Breaker, a very formidable opponent. I love Bron Breaker. I love that he debuted a brand new theme song. What's going on, Bishop? How's it going? I love the new theme song for Bron Breaker. We got some voiceovers in there, some, you know, some good rock. Has a good flow. And he came out with a new attire as well, immediately building on the momentum that we got from the first match, which was indeed Money in the Bank. I'm glad no one interfered. I don't like overbooked stuff unless it was WrestleMania. I agree, Leader. I agree, because if we get a lot of interferences throughout all these pay-per-views and all these shows, then it kind of wears you thin. Thought I was in the wrestling stream? What? What are you talking about, Ace? Oh, I just saw your messages right now because I was going back and forth. My bad. I was going back and forth and looking at the screen, so I didn't see my other chat. But yeah, we got Jason in the other chat here. He said, Lex, can we talk about the beef between Shelton and Max Caster going on right now? What beef are we talking about? And it's okay. You were in the right stream. You were in the right stream. We're doing the widescreen and the regular one. What up, Jace? We're doing vertical and widescreen as well. He's the black version of Adam Page. Doesn't want a veteran helping out. It's an interview from Chris Van Vliet. Max basically told Shelton he doesn't belong in AEW and should stay away. I don't know, man. Lex, when you're done with the review, I want to hear your thoughts on this. It pissed me off, bro. Egotistical as fuck. What if it's just a storyline, though? I think that's all fake beef at the end of the day. And guys, there's no right or wrong depending on the viewing. It's all depending on the viewing experience that you guys want. Vertical or widescreen. I have the LexxExpress Plus channel running simultaneously for you guys to pick and choose. Now, if you are watching on either or, please, 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 please stop for just 1 second.
Stop it. Get some help.
Smash the like button for your boy Lexxaruni. We only have 3 likes. The more likes, the more people tune in. The more recommendations. We need the likes. We need the likes. WWE will be insane on Netflix next year. Indeed it will, Arkle. I agree, overbooking is a bit too much. Yeah, for sure. You know, at least one was warranted, MGM. At least one was warranted. Ace, we'll get to it right now. I'm trying to get through Money in the Bank. So for you guys to drop a like on the vertical stream, you got to hit the 3 little dots up top and get the like bar to appear. It's not the heart. I see you guys hitting the 100 on the heart. Thank you so much for hearting it. I don't know if that helps, if YouTube keeps track of that, but the actual like button is up top. You got to hit the 3 little dots and whatever. So let's get on with the Money in the Bank review, and then we're going to cover 2K24. We're going to cover AEW stuff as well. But we have just a little over an hour, and then we're going to be doing the NXT watch along as well. So Sami Zayn, man, pulling out all the stops for his hometown, going off.
Get some help.
With Bron Breaker. I thought their match was good. Their encounter was good. It's the beginning, it seems, of a rivalry, because Bron Breaker on Monday Night Raw obviously went ahead and attacked Sami Zayn once again. I see you, Deshaun. How's it going? How's it going? I don't have a problem with that, man. I think Bron Breaker and Sami should continue. I think, Sami has nothing going on. Bron Breaker needs to build up his persona, his character, if you will. And having them wrestle in multiple encounters, all it does is deepen the rivalry and the prestige for the Intercontinental title. I mean, remember when we had, what's his name? Gunther was the Intercontinental Champion. He faced Chad Gable multiple times. He faced Bronson Reed. He had multiple opponents that he went up against them several times, whether it was a multi-man match or a 1v1. So I don't have any issues with this storyline continuing and possibly even boiling over to SummerSlam. I'm not skipping, bro. Super Saiyan, bro, you get so butthurt and so sensitive and so dumb so fast that you try to get my attention by saying some ridiculous shit. Dude, I'm reading the comments and I'm letting you guys talk, and I'm not reading every single comment because I'm trying to review and talk about the match so we could start talking about it and it becomes a conversation. They wasted Money in the Bank. I don't care. That shit was stupid. What do you want me to reply to that? What is there to say to that? That's not even... You're just giving your thoughts on the match and that's it. What do you want me to add to that? You want me to argue with you and try to convince you otherwise? It's not even a conversation. You're just shooting it down saying, oh, it sucks. I don't care. All right, you don't care. So why even want me to acknowledge your comment? Ricochet seems like he's got some time off. We don't know what's really going on with Ricochet. You're right, though. I'm wondering what's going to happen with him overall. All right, so back to Sami Zayn and Bron Breakker. Did I want Bron Breakker to win? Yeah, I would have wanted to have seen Bron Breakker beat Sami Zayn for sure. But giving Sami Zayn that win again in his hometown after going over there and losing so many times is fine by me, right? I'm not really sour about Sami Zayn pulling out another victory if it means that we're going to get more of this. If we're going to get more of Bron Breakker and Sami Zayn, then 2 thumbs up, keep it rolling, keep building it up. I'm fine with it. Now, if this is the last that we've seen between Sami Zayn and Bron Breakker, and that was like just a one and done, then I would have said, damn, that kind of sucks. I would have preferred to have seen Sami ultimately lose right then and there, because Sami honestly shouldn't have even fought for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. I thought it should have been Chad Gable. But exactly, Punk fan, if we see Bron Breakker ultimately dethrone Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, then cool. Money in the Bank at the end of the day it's a fun, exciting pay-per-view, but it's not one of the big headliners. It's a good storyline pay-per-view, but it's not, SummerSlam. It's not Royal Rumble. It's not WrestleMania. It's not Survivor Series. So I remember growing up watching, endless matches in the Attitude Era that superstars faced each other multiple times and the storyline just never really ended, and it kind of boiled over into other pay-per-views and other shows, and that's kind of what we see here. One of the most impressive moments in the pay-per-view was the Frankensteiner there by Bron Breakker, man. Bron Breakker is just so freaking talented. He is so damn good. So obviously I do get why people would be upset that he didn't win. But my goodness, Sami Zayn can match his intensity, his pacing, and at the end of the day, them having another showdown would be dope. And if you guys saw Monday Night Raw, now we know that they're probably going to plug in Ilya Dragunov back into the scene. So we could very well get a triple threat match or even a fatal four-way with Bronson Reed at SummerSlam. Who knows? We just don't know just yet. But rating the Money in the Bank moment for Sami Zayn winning again in Canada, cool. I thought it was solid. So up until this point, we had the men's Money in the Bank match, which I thought was, we established this early on in the review. A little rushed, a little short, but they gave, everyone time to shine, if that makes any sense. Not just within that match, but within other matches as well. Not every newcomer should be a house on fire either. The newcomers will have good matches, but don't win big ones. It's predictable. I don't think that's going to be the case with Bron Breaker. I know you're talking about like Bronson Reed and things like that, but I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, look at Tiffany Stratton, which we're going to get to her in just a little bit. She's a newcomer. She had a face-off with Trish at the pay-per-view, and we ultimately saw her win Money in the Bank. So I don't want to spend too much time on this because I do want to get to Heatwave eventually. But we did see John Cena make his return to WWE television. It was a sad moment in time because he announced his retirement. John Cena announced that 2025 will be his final run in WWE. What's going on, Derek? How you doing? John Cena came out with some new gear. After this, you can't see me. The GOAT is finally ready to go. The crowd was loving it. We enjoyed it during the live stream as it happened. It was a cool scene for sure. I can't wait to see what John Cena has in store for us in 2025. He's going to be involved with the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. He said that he's going to have about 30 or 40 shows that he's going to attend. So we're going to get multiple feuds with him, multiple promos and appearances overall. And that was dope as hell. So now let's get into the Judgment Day stuff real quick. We had a backstage segment at Money in the Bank, which I think plays a crucial role in the future. I think they're planting the seed here. It showed Finn Balor kind of staring at Damian Priest walking away and feeling a little annoyed. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of mocking him. We obviously saw the stuff with Liv going on. And, I want that feud. Damian Priest shouldn't drop the belt until he faces Finn Balor. I would love for it to be Finn versus Damian Priest. Yes, that even means Damian Priest beating Gunther at SummerSlam. Honestly, I know a lot of people are high on Gunther. I love Gunther. I enjoy Gunther. But him having to win because he's a newcomer and he's, ultimately the guy in terms of being the ring general, I don't know. I don't think that it's a clear-cut decision for him to go out there and just win. I would hope that Damian Priest has a chance at not only proving himself, but ultimately having that feud with Finn. Now, if they incorporate Finn Balor into the storyline where he's going to cost Damian Priest the title for them to have just a rivalry without the belt, then I guess that's pretty all right. I'll accept that. One other thing that I could say about Damian Priest is that he hasn't really had much luck. Whether it was the kick out, getting stuck on the rope. He's had phenomenal matches, right? Because Seth Rollins and him, really dope that we saw Seth Rollins jump outside multiple times. He was pulling out all the stops. They had a good back and forth. Damian Priest was showing off his moveset as well. I think that ultimately, at the end of the day, his matches within itself have been good. His promos have been a little wishy-washy. And I like Damian Priest a lot. I'm a big fan of Judgment Day. I'm a big fan of him winning Money in the Bank and cashing it in successfully. But damn it, I feel like he's been getting cooked a little bit when it comes to the promos. He stumbled on some of his words, and he's had his issues. He's had his issues in the promos. But at the end of the day, I feel like he's been able to just back it up, right? He's been able to back it up in the ring, regardless of what mishap he's had, whether it was getting stuck on the rope or, again, failing to kick out. Who knows? He might have missed the kick out because he was knocked out. Seth Rollins was pulling out all the stops. Look at Seth Rollins. He was doing backflips, turnbuckle, jumping through the ropes. The pacing that Seth Rollins was pushing onto Damian Priest, and for Damian Priest to not only keep up but also hold his own, I thought it was cool. It was dope. And so what if I'm being super positive and super forgiving to the show up until this point? Because we're 3 matches in. I was fully invested in the story. Obviously, we kept seeing Seth Rollins and Damian Priest look to the Tron because they were anticipating Drew McIntyre at some point. They were anticipating Drew McIntyre's involvement, and it added layers of storytelling to it, you know? But it didn't stop these guys from competing at a high level. So when I'm looking at the show in the heat of the moment, as you guys saw during the watch party, I just want to feel something, bro. I'm watching it at home. I'm not in the arena, right? I got my volume cranked up all the way. When I watch pay-per-views, I want it to feel like a pay-per-view. And I think that Money in the Bank at the end of the day ultimately achieved that. I think they did hit the mark with all the stops they pulled out, despite not having the Wyatt 6 come out, despite not having major interruptions and interference outside of the Drew McIntyre spot. They did involve CM Punk, so I understand why we didn't have any, interruptions with the Money in the Bank ladder matches, because how are you going to have people interfere in that match if you have CM Punk already coming out? Might as well make it a wrestling show, right? Might as well focus on what Ace is always talking about, having hard-hitting matches and some good freaking spots. And that's what we got. That's what they gave us. That's what they delivered on. They delivered on that promise. We got a PLE with some great storytelling, ultimately. All right, so moving along into the Damian Priest match where Drew McIntyre cashes in. Let me fast forward here. Like I said, I have it playing here for reference to keep it rolling. All right, so I don't know if it was the production team. I don't know if it was Priest having a kick out, but obviously Priest didn't kick out. Seth Rollins was confused. They were looking around. Seth Rollins kind of wants an explanation. The referee's talking to him. The referee's checking on Damian Priest. At home, we're all confused. We don't know what the hell's going on. There's a massive distraction, and boom, that's when Drew McIntyre's song hits, and we have Drew McIntyre coming out with the briefcase. Damian Priest honestly doesn't even look like he knows where he's standing. He looks like he is lost in the sauce, so he could very well have been knocked out. I mean, the referee's continuing to talk to him. The referee's continuing to check on him. You could see it. Even if the camera was trying to focus on Drew McIntyre, you saw Damian Priest, slowly get to his spot, rolling just outside the ring. You see him fall out of the ring. He knew where to be, but it was definitely hard to see such a big moment get ruined. And that's why I feel so bad for Damian Priest, because all his matches that he's had with the belt, trying to put the belt over, there's been some sort of bullshit, But I do like that Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins kind of, had their own little match. Both kicked out. We had the kip up from Drew McIntyre. So let's head into the chat, man. I want to read what you guys are saying. I see you guys are going off. Let's see what you guys are saying there in the chat. Don't forget to like up the stream. We only got 10 likes, man. We only got 10 likes. So let's see what the chat is saying. It's his retirement tour. Turning heel is stupid. All right, so you guys are talking about John Cena now. Okay, you guys. Priest do be hurting himself. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it's just been bad luck. The ropes and all that. That's not why they gave us Lex. You need to stop gaslighting that match. What? How am I... Guys, yo, chat. Do you think I'm gaslighting anything here? Be honest. What am I gaslighting? Explain yourself, Ace. Hold on. What am I gaslighting? Thanks, John. Too accepting? How is that a problem? How is accepting something because I'm enjoying what I'm watching too much of it's my feelings? Imagine telling someone how to feel. How does that mean that I'm wrong? How does it mean that I'm feeling the wrong feeling? But I have given AEW passes in certain moments. No, you're just trying to look at why are you bringing AEW into this? Look, at the end of the day, the reason why I watch pro wrestling at this stage in my life, 34 years old, and as long as I've been watching wrestling since that late 90s Attitude Era, is because at the end of the day, they still manage to make me feel something. At Wembley, MJF botched in the Cole match, and he gave it a pass. Thank you. I love that show. What was it? All In. Damian Priest thinks he's Rey Mysterio. That's the problem. Dude, the fact that you're not even aware that I've given a pass to AEW in a pay-per-view that I actually paid for, and MGM went that far back to 2023 to remember that I still enjoyed that pay-per-view, that I still gave it a high-ass rating, despite having a bunch of tag matches, despite having its blunders, despite the CM Punk drama. That goes to show that you're just full of crap. It just doesn't make any sense. Your logic just doesn't make any sense. So again, guys, my review and my, analysis on what we're talking about and focusing on here, I'm not even thinking about AEW. Is not even in my brain. It's not even in my radar right now in this conversation. I'm not even talking about NXT. I'm not even talking about TNA. I'm not talking about anything. I'm just talking about literally WWE's production and WWE's Money in the Bank PLE and the stories within that. That's it. There is nothing else that my mind is on when it comes to this conversation. So I don't know how you can ultimately take your brain to that spot where you're assuming there's a sense of tribalism going on here. And at the end of the day, listen, my problem with AEW half of the time is not even the botches. Because I've said this plenty of times, even when I'm watching TNA or AEW or WWE. I don't care that it doesn't look perfect. I just don't like seeing blood every show. I don't like seeing hardcore matches at every show. I don't like the no-selling stuff. You know what? This past week, recently, I replied to a comment, which I rarely ever do on Twitter. And it was a guy trying to point out he brought that tribalism behavior while trying to point out the WWE stands and the AEW stands. Right? He was talking about how people were more accepting or not accepting with WWE about something, and AEW doing the same thing and people not caring about it as much. Please, no spamming, bro. No spamming. Please, 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 please. And let me see if I could find my reply to the person, so I could give you more context here real quick. It was fairly recently. Hold on. All right, here it is. I found it. So it was actually AJ Francis, Top Dollar. He replied to the guy. This and the Twitter handle's name. It must be, I don't know who it is, but the dude tweeted, "If Rey Fenix and Will Ospreay did this, the clip would go viral and be made fun of for no selling. But it's cool when Jacob Fatu does it, though." So he's setting up the tribalism conversation. He was talking about Jacob Fatu in that spot where he no-sells. Randy Orton does the vintage DDT and he no-sells it. So he brought up Rey Fenix and Will Ospreay and how people, would make fun of them for no-selling. Top Dollar says, "Gang, he does sell it." And then he shakes it off because he's Samoan and his head is indestructible. Pause. That's what Top Dollar tweeted. So then the guy replies, "I didn't have any issue with it. I just wanted to make fun of WWE trolls and I was drinking for the event. Just let the tweet fly." That's what he said after Top Dollar replied to him. So here's what I replied to him. I said, "No excuses. That's what starts the tribalism talk. That's why the internet is how it is. Instead of trying to be better, you fed into it. If AEW didn't do the no-sell often at just about every show, it would carry more weight for whenever guys like Will or Phoenix do it." That was my reply. And I put a Joe Hendry gif on the bottom, waving his hands. And he replied, "Why do you use Joe Hendry?" And I said, "Because I believe in Joe Hendry. And I wanted to have fun with the reply rather than be serious. So I used Joe Hendry to make it funny." So it was a cool exchange. I wasn't mad at him, but it's pretty much the same behavior that you're carrying in the chat right now, Ace. It's the same exact behavior. AEW is not a sport, and it's not sports-based wrestling. No, you're wrong. So for those that care to pay attention to what I'm saying, unlike Ace, because he doesn't care, if AEW didn't bleed at every show, if AEW didn't no-sell at every show, if AEW didn't have a barn burner at every show, then when they emphasized in those moments for story purposes and when they shined the spotlight for those moments, it would be applauded. It would be well received. But when you're making every match as long as they make their matches, and you're making all these wrestlers bleed just to bleed, it just waters down the experience for me. And remember what I said before going on into this monologue. What did I tell you guys? I said, for me to still watch wrestling in this day and age, in 2024, it's because I still feel something. It still makes me feel something. So it doesn't matter the company. I love WWE's production value. I truly do. I enjoy it thoroughly. Their presentation, second to none. And I'm fine with admitting that. I'm a WWE faithful, but I love wrestling, and I love all the wrestlers that have gone on to other companies that have been in WWE before, and I follow them, and there's been new wrestlers that I've become fan of. Because that's the power that WWE has. They present someone, I become a fan of them. Claudio, Daniel Bryan, John Moxley, all these guys that were in WWE, I followed them to AEW, and I've seen their matches, and I've enjoyed the wrestlers that they faced and the stories that they've put on to an extent. But when things get done over and over and over, even if it's WWE, I don't care. It bothers me. It takes me out of the moment. I've criticized WWE for this. Hell, I even criticized WWE for presenting Bray Wyatt the way they did with all these promos and not enough matches. So, say what you want, but I try to watch the product as just a fan of wrestling, the genre, the entertainment element that comes from it. I'm not watching this because it's a sport, because it's combat sports, because it's boxing, because it's mixed martial arts. What up, Chi-Town? By the way, guys, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, be there. We're going to be doing a live watch-along of NXT. Come on by. We're going to have the widescreen stream. We're not doing vertical later on. We're doing vertical now in the afternoon on LexxExpress. We got the Plus channel running, but we got the vertical stream right now, and then later we're doing the widescreen hangout for NXT. We're watching NXT tonight. You know, at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter, bro. If something is fun and exciting, who cares what company is doing it? All right, so back to the Drew McIntyre cash-in with Damian Priest, with... Oh, look who it is. We got Lady Lexx in the house. So, look, guys. I love WWE. That's already been out there before. Like, I'm not hiding that. They make me feel something. That's what this is about. All right, so again, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre start going at it. It spills to the ringside. CM Punk gets the chair, starts beating down Drew McIntyre. At the end of the day, I was just like, all right, bro, I'm all for it. This is dope. He's choking him with some cables. They're getting very brutal. You know, the feud between these guys feels real. They're blurring the lines, and that is what draws me to it. That's why I accepted the fact that Damian Priest didn't kick out. I don't care what the excuse is. Damian Priest maybe got knocked out. Damian Priest maybe fell asleep. I don't care, because at this point, I was too busy having a good time with CM Punk coming out here and being crazy, going nuts with all the, with all his antics. That's what it is. That's what it is. I was already past it. Why am I going to let a little mishap like that ruin the spot? It's unfortunate. It brings it down for me as a fan. But who cares? Who cares, right? Because everything else was amazing. Look at Drew McIntyre. Gets popped with the title. Damian Priest is coming back in. The crowd is still stunned. Everyone's looking around. Seth Rollins is knocked out. And that's why we watch wrestling. So I'm going to skip ahead here now. Where's it at? Damian Priest obviously looks disappointed with the way everything went down, unfortunately. Drew McIntyre is hurting in the ring, selling the shit out of everything CM Punk did to him. And There you go. CM Punk standing over the announcer's table, staring into the ring. I just love it, bro. Those shots are amazing. And then Seth Rollins came up to CM Punk and gave him a stare down. And at that point, you know, you're like, shit. CM Punk not only ruined the moment for Drew McIntyre, not only did CM Punk ruin the moment for Drew McIntyre, but he also ruined the moment for Seth Rollins. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you tell a story. That is how you promote. That is how you push the feud and rivalry forward. I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't even noticing how this could, you know, ultimately ruin Seth Rollins. Guys, don't you realize that the more light you shine on this robot or person spamming, the more they're going to want to keep doing it. I'm blocking it as they're talking, bro. Their messages get deleted almost instantly. Just keep enjoying the conversation. Keep writing whatever you want to write. I'll get to your message as fast as I can. Don't pay attention to that garbage. It's okay. I'll keep stopping it as fast as I can. We got leader on it. We have everyone on it. So just keep on with the conversation. No worries, bro. Don't worry. All right, so for the women's Money in the Bank, this was a surprise to me. Not because I didn't have faith. Not because I didn't have faith. But because Chelsea Green hasn't been booked all that great. She's been more of a joke than anything. And she was the MVP of this match. A star is born. Hold on, man. You know what? I'm going to put that you got to be a subscriber. Let me see if I could do that real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. We'll fix that right now. Give me a second. I'm going to put subscriber only. It's funny because I have Nightbot. Nightbot is supposed to stop that. You're too quick? Yeah, you're too quick. Damn, dude, what a waste of time right now. I can't find the subscriber only mode. This guy's an idiot, dude. Hold on, let me just Google it real quick. All right, I think I got it. Hold on. Here, I got it. There, I got it, guys. We put subscriber only. That's it. We're good to go, folks. All right, let's keep the conversation going. We're good to go. I got it. I hadn't done that in a while, but we got it. We're good to go. So for those of you that are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you could enjoy the chat as well. We tried blocking as much as we could to avoid that. What up, Jace? Nothing much, man. Just gaming, you know, watching wrestling, all that. I know I'm late, but what are we talking about? Mommy and Liv? No. We're talking about the women's Money in the Bank from the pay-per-view on Saturday, which Io Sky, great showing. Lyra Valkyria, I was a little surprised. Were you guys impressed with Lyra's involvement in the match? I thought she was going to do a little more. I wasn't really wowed by her. For me, it was mostly you know, some of the botch, like Zoe Stark missed her spot, which sucked. I thought Naomi was pretty good. Exactly. Lyra was just there to be there. I felt like Io Sky shined well enough. They teased her possibly winning again. But when it came to Chelsea Green, she brought the humor. You know, she brought the excitement in terms of, you know, she could almost win. I love the spider suplex. Yeah, the spider suplex was dope. Like, she had, like, each woman or each competitor, because even in the other match, each competitor had their time to shine, but she was the one that kind of felt like she didn't do as much as I hoped for, I guess. The Chelsea spot was the craziest, falling over to the table. That was insane. Io, Tiffany, and Chelsea were the standouts for me. Same here. Those were the top three. The Lyra upside down suplex was good. Again, yes, it was. And she had some all right moments. But Zoe takes very dangerous spots. Yeah, I like Zoe. I love what they're doing with Zoe Stark now, joining forces with not just Shayna Baszler, but with Sonya Deville. That happened on Monday Night Raw. But look, like, this was crazy right there. Io Sky was just destroying her with the foot stomps, and you know, she did take a beating. But like MGM said, she was just there. I like that Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green set up the table for Chelsea to hit it later. Let me see some other stuff that we could see. Okay, this spot right here. Look at this other spot right here. Zoe Stark and Lyra. You know, Lyra, man, she did take a beating in that match. I guess she was just there to take a beating. And then we got the unprettier from Chelsea to Naomi, the unprettier. I mean, it's just been crazy. And then we had Io Sky and Zoe Stark on the other ladder. The men's Money in the Bank match was quick, I think, so they could put over the women. Look at Io Sky, how she landed on the ground. Michael Cole was trying to hide behind the booth. You know, everyone sold the crap out of it. Legend, welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Billy, thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you, Billy. Thank you for letting me know I was your favorite YouTuber, man. That means a lot. Thank you, man. I don't take that lightly. And I don't take it for granted, that's for sure. My weekend was all right. I believe the women's was better. Yes. So Tiffany Stratton ends up walking out on top. We had some high spots, you know, great action there. But again, I expected a little bit more from Naomi. I expected a little bit more from Lyra. But, and from Zoe Stark, she tried, but some of the misses that she had, I guess, was just too much for us to kind of get past it. You're ordering Pizza Hut? All right, John. Munching out on some pizza. So let's get on to the next match. We're almost done with Money in the Bank. We got to get to Heatwave. By the way, if you guys didn't see, WWE signed an ESPN commentator. He's going to be doing the commentary this summer. Not yet, but later this summer, he's going to be joining Corey Graves and Wade Barrett on SmackDown. Talking about SmackDown, I love the storyline with the Bloodline. The Bloodline storyline is just outstanding. I can't get enough of it. I don't care what they're doing. I'm wanting to tune in. I want to see where it's going. The call out for Roman Reigns by Solo Sikoa was dope. That's kind of building up in the background. Solo is, you know, growing to becoming this villain. I feel like they're doing right by him, his character. And the presentation has just been spot on for me. I don't want another Kevin Patrick. Yeah, so this commentator does college football and he does other combat sports. I believe he's done boxing for ESPN. So he's a known commentator. He's a veteran. He's been with ESPN for so many years. He's going to continue to work for ESPN, and he's also going to be joining SmackDown. So hopefully he's not stiff. Yeah, he does soccer as well. I just hope he's not stiff, man. I just hope, because I love the storyline, not the storyline, but the commentary with Corey Graves and Wade Barrett as is. But yeah, the Paul Heyman, the Bloodline, Solo, it's just all leading towards Roman returning. And how the hell is Roman gonna feel about everything that's been going on? Paul Heyman obviously didn't want to, acknowledge Solo as the tribal chief. And we didn't see Paul Heyman at Money in the Bank. I missed Paul Heyman at Money in the Bank. But we had Tanga Loa out there representing management, so to speak, right? He was just there as a reinforcement. So we had some cool entrances. Crowd was still moving and grooving, popping. I loved how they were emphasizing on the roses, the chain, the tribal chief chain, and how the Bloodline took their time putting the fingers up. Everyone was like looking over their shoulders, looking tough, looking ready to fight, kind of like easing into the moment. Yeah, the Ula Fala. There you go. So Solo's like, you want me to go? You want me to go? They're like kind of like breaking it down. And it's cool. I love that they put this at the main event because it just shows how big this story is. And it also kind of swerved us, right? Because we thought Roman might come back. We thought Jimmy might come back. We thought maybe Paul Heyman might come out. So there was no comeback. It was just a straight up 3v3 rivalry here. And I know everyone's talking about the punch to the balls that Tonga Loa obviously botched. But I'd rather focus on this, man. Tama Tonga, easily one of my favorite superstars in WWE right now. The way that guy sells, his intensity, his demeanor, it just locks me in, bro. It locks me in. I can't focus on the low blow being a miss. It was funny. It was unfortunate. Tama Tonga took a big hit to the head, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Tell me what you're being too easy on the show. You're letting too much slide. But what's the point of me sitting here and bringing out all the the mistakes or the miscues if it did nothing to me? Like if it didn't bother me as much as it's bothering everyone else, like everyone is like throwing a fit over it. Do you think Roman would come back tail between his legs, bowing down a Solo, or stronger than ever and kicking ass? Nah, he's coming back stronger than ever, kicking ass. He just lost his dad in real life. He lost the title. He was on top for so long. Solo has a storm brewing headed towards him. And instead of focusing on Tonga Loa, how about Tonga Loa getting involved and his expression when he threw Randy to the barricade? No one wants to talk about the good stuff. Everyone wants to talk about the bad shit. But there's already enough of that out there. That's what I said that in my video yesterday for the 2K24 patch. I was like, dude, everyone's already covering the garbage that's plaguing the game. It bothers me to sit here and waste my time talking about all this, especially when this match had so much great storytelling. I mean, Kevin Owens fighting while his mom was in the hospital or is still in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And going toe to toe, as rough and as tough as they were in that match. That's why I think he's coming back, working from the bottom up. Oh yeah. Internet wrestling community is filled with a bunch of negative Nancys. And I get it. If I'm reviewing, I got to be a little critical. I'm going to point it out. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's the thing. I'm not sugarcoating the mistakes. The mistakes were there. The mistakes happened. The botches happened. Yes, I get it. But it pulled me out. It pulled me out for that moment. But the rest was so damn good. I am giving an honest review. Who said it? Chat, am I not giving an honest review? I'm telling you how I felt. I'm being honest. You guys were there during the live stream. Well, most of you were there because Ace wasn't. Not the happy-go-lucky, oh my God, beautiful show. When did I say that? Leader and I literally broke down that the match was a little too short. And I said that it was rushed. All I said was that I understood why they rushed it, because they wanted to focus on other things. and Drew McIntyre was going to drop the briefcase later on in the night because they didn't want another Money in the Bank briefcase holder for the whole year. Ace came during the main event. Yeah, right at the end. Why are you saying thank you, Straight Edge? He's actually calling you out for not being there throughout the show. You were talking to me in the Money. Exactly. I just completed both Enigma Live events. Nice, Jason. If I wasn't there, I had friends over. I watched it on pay-per-view. All right, sellout. No, I'm not saying you weren't honest. I'm just saying guys like Conrad dislike listening. I dislike listening to because all they do is meat ride the shows. Look, man, I understand that you could take what I'm saying, bend it, twist it, and all that, and say, oh, you're meat riding. Oh, you're meat riding because, you know, everything wasn't all that great. Oh, you're meat riding because it wasn't perfect. Oh, you're meat riding. I guess, dude. I guess. But when all this chaos is breaking out ringside and you got, you know, the whole bloodline taking a beating and it's been a good match back and forth, why am I going to sit here and just focus on the low blow? Thank you, Corey. I'm glad you like the hat. It's all good, Omar. You good? What up, Bader? What's the point, guys? What's the point? How about Kevin Owens, man, with the splash? How about Jacob Fatu knocking out the ref? How about Jacob Fatu making an impressive debut? I'd rather talk about that. I'll mention the mishaps. I'll mention the meltdowns. I'll mention the struggle. But I'm going to focus on what I liked. Because I'd rather sit here for 2 hours talking about what I liked versus sit here bitching and complaining and whining about the stuff that I didn't like. If I didn't like it, I would have turned it off. I can't sit through a 4-hour show just to talk shit. Here it is. This is what you want to talk about. He messed up twice, and then he punched his brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just chasing the clicks like everybody is. Look, hold on. Let me rewind this real quick. Near the end of the match, this was amazing. Hold on. Let me put this part right here. Like, yeah, I want clicks. I want people to tune in, but I'm not going to be controversial just to be controversial, just to, go ahead and chase a click. Hold on. Let me look. So the thing is, Kevin Owens moved forward, right? Kevin Owens moved forward. Tonga Loa didn't have a good view of where Tama Tonga was at in that pile driver. But how about this RKO from out of nowhere? Nobody's talking about the RKO from out of nowhere and how nice he took that shit, right? Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the ending, how awesome that shit was. Nobody's talking about that. That's not what's going viral. It's about the low blow. Nobody's talking about Solo selling his ass off and Cody trying to pull off the super move, the super finisher. Tonga Loa looked like he got his ass beat. Let's talk about Jacob Fatu, though, man. Superstar. And that's why I loved Money in the Bank. Superstars were born. Jacob Fatu, WWE superstar. Chelsea Green, WWE superstar. For what it's worth, Andrade didn't have as big of a showing as Chelsea Green, but he shined. Carmelo Hayes, he shined. I was able to enjoy the show, bro. So obviously the Bloodline won. They stood tall. Jacob Fatu did his thing. Umaga vibes and mannerisms, yes, sir. Bloodline recovered at the end. Everybody threw up the ones. I was loving it. That's how we ended Money in the Bank. And let's not forget that Drew McIntyre went off on the post show and started talking shit and even hit Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce ended up suspending him, and CM Punk wants Adam Pearce to unsuspend him. So now CM Punk is going to go rehab, and we're getting Drew McIntyre next week on Raw. So that's it for Money in the Bank. At the end of the day, I don't even remember what rating I gave Money in the Bank. One of the top pay-per-views of the year. Crowd was into it. Storylines galore. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So now let's talk about NXT Heatwave. We got NXT going down tonight. You saw the thumbnail. They are teasing Joe Hendry. That was one of the biggest moments of the pay-per-view at the very, very end. WWE is calling out for Joe Hendry like if he was Batman. They said his name, and tonight he may appear. So we're going to be doing a live watch-along today at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can be sure to come back to the channel. We will be live reacting to whatever goes down in NXT. So I'm going to fire up the NXT Heatwave PLE so we could talk about each match. Here we go. You ready for NXT? I believe in Joe Hendry. We'll get to the ego. We'll get to Ethan Page. We'll get to Ethan Page. I know. That's the hot topic. I know. I'm dying to talk about Ethan Page, man. That guy has had such a great start to his WWE career, NXT career. So we kicked off the show with the champion Obafemi, guys. Let's give Obafemi his flowers. This guy was a track star. Looks like a damn linebacker. He's been North American champion and has been put in these any match that he's been put in. You know, he's just overperformed. He's a beast. I love his entrance. Just what is there not to like about Obafemi? The guy has star written all over him. And, you know, within all of this, Wes Lee came back early. Wes Lee came back early from that brutal injury. Shout out to Wes Lee. Having to face Obafemi to try to get your belt back is not something I wish on any person. Oba's got that Mark Henry Hall of Fame aura. No flips, no finesse, just brute strength. And the way he does it, though, dog, the way he does it, like he just tossed Wes Lee across the ring, under the ring. It don't matter, bro. But, you know, Wes Lee took a major beating. He looked dazed and confused throughout most of the match, trying to do his aerial assault. And Obafemi was just too much. It was overwhelming. I actually thought we were going to get a little TNA surprise with this one because he teased the Rascals, right? He did the little Rascals gesture in his interview. But Obafemi broke his back. Obafemi just kept manhandling him. It was one of those matches where they wanted to separate, you know, this is where I'm at and this is where you're at. Like, Wes Lee just couldn't reach that point. It felt like, you know, Rey Mysterio versus Big Show or something like that. Oba is exactly how Wardlow should be booked. Ace, but why are you going back to talk about AEW? Why? I know you want to talk about AEW, but we're talking about Obafemi. What does that have to do with AEW? Why? You just love it. Admit it. You're an AEW super fan. You got the Rock 24 card today. That's what's up, Devin. Congrats. No, that match was Brawley taking out Golden. All right, that's more like it. That's more like it. It's just Obafemi completely flatlining Wes Lee. What can we say? What can I say except you're welcome? That's not to say that Wes Lee didn't have any, you know, any moments. Wesley had some cool spots. But Obafemi was reversing most of them. You know? This was more about Obafemi standing his ground and Wesley kind of getting destroyed into the abyss and not knowing where to go from here. So that match was cool. It was cool because Obafemi's that guy. But I was a little disappointed that we didn't get no TNA Rascals interference. So I'm intrigued to see what you guys have to say. How did you feel about Kalani James and Sol Roca? Two high flyers here. I kind of tuned out of this match a little bit. Honestly, that's my fault. I know it was a banger. I saw a lot of highlights. These women really showed up and showed out. That's on me. I take full responsibility. But I want to see what you guys have to say. I'm literally staring at the chat box. How did you guys feel about the Sol Roca and Kalani James? Give me some commentary here. How do you guys feel about this one? KJ versus Sol was great. Wardlow should be booked more dominant than he is, for sure. It's Oba's time. Dung, dung. Dung, dung. Dung, dung. It was a good match, but my man Meltzer is a damn hypocrite. What happened with Meltzer? Fantastic match. Roca does have one of the coolest finishers. Dangerous as hell, but definitely really cool. Yeah, there was a highlight at the end. The screen went black. She had a wardrobe malfunction. This dude would mention, out of all the things. RVD vibes for some reason. Well, Roca, man, she is a high flyer, and she's definitely good. It was better than I expected. A lot of innovative spots. Yes, that's one thing that we can agree on when it comes to Sol Roca. Very innovative. Kalani James, I feel like she's not going to hold that title for too long. Honestly, I don't think she's going to hold that title for too long. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think she's going to be dropping that belt soon? I think that title's going to get tossed in her next defense. That's just my prediction. You heard it here first. That 450 clothesline is filthy. Filthy, filthy, filthy. Look at this one. Look at this one. This reminds me of forget about men, women, or whatever. This was just a great high flyer match. Every time I looked over at the TV, every time I saw a clip, every time I saw a highlight, it was some crazy spot getting built up. It was some reversals. Like, look at this. Look at her. This is just for her to put her on the turnbuckle, hit her in the head, and actually build up the moment where she's climbing to the top with her on her body. That's impressive. I don't know who's going to take it off for her, honestly. But look at this. Going up the turnbuckle and then doing that shit. It's just crazy. I got to give credit where credit is due. I messed up. I wish I would have seen it from beginning to end. That was on me. Honestly, think she's probably a placeholder to the next champion right now. I thought it was going to be Lola Vice, but they put Lola Vice for the main belt, and then that happened. So this match wasn't too long. Kalani James retained. So we had Obafemi and Kalani James just, show their dominance. It was about 45 minutes into this one. 45 minutes after this one, it was about 45 minutes into the pay-per-view, that is. Oh, bro, I know you guys want to talk about this. Hold on. How about The Rock? The Rock. The Rock in the documentary from last week, which we didn't even review on the live stream, the WrestleMania XL documentary, but The Rock, that meme that has gone viral with this picture right here saying that it was up to him to book Roman versus Rock or Cody versus Roman. It's just been hilarious. It's been hilarious to see everyone's reaction to The Rock saying what decision he ended up going with, because he was really bothered by the fans' reception. But how about Bad Blood making its way back? We got Bad Blood happening October 5th in Atlanta. It's going to be a WWE PLE. I'm so happy they brought back Bad Blood, man. I'm telling you, this run we're on, it's giving me Attitude Era vibes all over again. I think you should stream 2 shows in a row. Wait, what? And I told Lex, I think you should stream 2 shows in a row. Lex, I think Kalani will lose to Nikita. Oh, yeah, Nikita Lyons could win it. Yep. I don't want to talk about that corporate stooge. Dave, no, I didn't see the reaction. Oh, pretending. Oh, okay. The way that I read it, that's on me. The way that I read it, that's on me. All right, so we're skipping ahead. How about this tag match, man? I was in the chat with you guys. I was in the cut. We were on Discord, and everyone was raving about this tag team wrestling match. Axiom and Nathan Frazer versus Chase U. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I cannot get behind Chase U. I can't. The gimmick, I don't know. They're funny, they're charismatic, and they're damn good. But I don't know. I'm not really rocking with them, man. Chase U and Frazium had no reason being that good and that amazing. Exactly. I didn't know what to expect from this match, but I didn't expect for that shit to be that good. I think Chase U is a lot better than their gimmick leads you to believe. You don't like the Mr. Rogers look? Oh, with the sweater. He must be getting hot as hell in there. He must be sweating up a storm. But incredible tag team action. Axiom and Nathan Frazer, they've done good. But I feel like they've been so close to losing their title in just about every match. My thing about those guys is that I feel like on the main roster, they're just not going to make it. I love Chase U personally. They're a great comedy group, and both Duke and Chase can go in the ring. They sure can. I'll give you that. Their gimmick is very Vince old school like. Kind of, yeah. We always had gimmicks like that. They've always been fun. So Axiom, Nathan Frazer, how long are they keeping the belts for? Because this was probably the match for them to lose, to put the strap on Chase U. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. If WWE brings back Messiah gimmick, he could be his disciple. I didn't really like that Seth Rollins Messiah gimmick, honestly. What I like about Nathan Frazer, bro, is that this guy, you know, along with Axiom, they just pull out these moves, bro. Look at this. They just pull out the high-flying action from their back pocket like it's nothing. WWE is loaded with some high flyers right now. Axiom, especially Frazer, feels like they're going to fall into the same hole as Lyra's in. Great in ring, but whatever character. Dude, but you know, it's amazing to see. It's amazing to see. You just need a good character. Look at what happened to Ricochet. Ricochet got stuck for a while because as good as his in-ring work has been, his mic skills just, I don't know. How about the Spanish Fly? Everyone was talking about the Spanish Fly, bro. That setup was disgusting. The flip, super clean. Led to Nathan Frazer doing his splash. My goodness. What a match. And then Chase U. This dude, incredible. Breaks up the pin by stomping on his back and then does that, you know, that pile driver flip. For whatever reason, I feel like even when Triple H was in NXT, tag team wrestling always felt better. NXT has always put on some great tag team matches, and now with Shawn Michaels, it's no different. So great match between these two teams. Nathan Frazer and Axiom retained. I had no problem with that, but I did feel like they were going to lose. And how are you guys feeling about this repackaging for, what is it, Jason Briggs? Jason Briggs got his promo during the show. They showed this at NXT as well, but I don't know if that's going to lead to anything. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I genuinely popped for a Canadian Destroyer. The Canadian Destroyer is like a guilty pleasure of mine. I always pop for it. Always pop for it. All right, so this one was a scrap. Lola Vice versus Roxanne Perez, and we saw Roxanne win. How are we feeling about Josh Briggs, not Jason? My fault. How are we feeling about this one? Women's title here for NXT on the line. With all the momentum that Lola Vice had, I'm surprised that Roxanne didn't drop it, since Roxanne feels like she might be roster ready. Canadian Destroyers got ruined by AEW. Man, AEW has ruined the Super Kicks, the Canadian Destroyer, the Tombstone. 2K22 showcase was Rey Mysterio because he was heading to the WWE Hall of Fame. 23 was John Cena because he's retiring. So, do you think it was because he was retiring? It was cool. Kind of feel like Lola didn't need to be beat by 5 Pop Rocks. Could have ended at 3. Yeah, they're trying to make Lola seem like a mega star. Lola and Roxanne match was decent. You know, I'll tell you why it was the weakest match too. You had to follow that tag team match that was loaded with so much greatness. And then today we're going to get to see what's going on with this maniac. He's going to answer the call. He's going to be coming out in NXT tonight because Shawn Michaels invited him. Brooks Jensen is going to be coming out tonight. I want to see what happens with Brooks Jensen, man. I like the story they've built up. And you saw Joe Hendry in the background as well. That was pretty cool. Since NXT and TNA have a working partnership, should NXT make an X Division title? That would be so dope if they had a crossover. Oh, look who's here. Look. You say her name and she appears. It's Lady Lexx. Wow, you didn't even let them see your face. Wave. There she is. You guys want me to give her the Stone Cold Stunner?
Gotta pay for that.
All right, get out of here. Let me finish the review. All right, so they obviously hyped up Brooks showing up. You ready to eat? All right. So hold on, let's fast forward here. Say her name and she appears. I know Straight Edge is hyped to talk about the main event because his boy Javon Carter, man. Wait, Javon. Why am I thinking about King Carter? Where's Carter at, man? Carter's been selling out. My bad. Evans, right? Or Evan? Javon Evans? Bouncy as hell. Man, I feel so bad, though. Carter snoozing. Hell yeah. I feel so bad. Trick Willie, man. Trick Willie lost the belt, y'all. As fire as Heatwave was, Trick Willie got a little silly. Shawn Spears took his ass out. And we're going to break down that moment. I know a lot of people went crazy online, you know, sharing their opinion on it. Harlem Heat gear was fire for Trick Williams. Brooks Jensen's dad was Bull Buchanan. That's dope. So, Shawn Spears, Javon, Ethan Page. Going into this match, I didn't know if I wanted Trick to drop the belt, but now that he did, I'm kind of happy. Thank you for subscribing, Logan. Welcome to the channel. Man, let me check the subscriber count. Where are we at with the subscriber count? Let me see. Ooh. Wee. We went up to 253, baby. 253. We're almost to 13,300. Thank you. Shout out to all the subscribers. One of my boys lost, but the other prevailed. Trick's my guy. You had a good run, but it's time. It's time. It's Paige's time. Yeah, man. This match was fun. A lot of fun. We had the callback for AEW. The stare down between Shawn Spears and Ethan Page was dope. I love how it was like subtle. It was done so well. They talked trash to each other as they were beating up Trick Williams and Javon. They went into the ring to have that moment. And I love that it was acknowledged, you know. It was a good spot. Gotta stop sleeping on Shawn Spears. Ethan Page got exposed. How did he get exposed? How did he get exposed? How did he get exposed? Javon was the highlight of the night with the high-flying action. Wesley tried. He got denied. Javon actually put on. Oh, man. We also had, I forgot about that spot right there when Trick did the neck breaker. And then he had the stare down. He called AEW management unorganized only because he lost his job. Haven't you noticed that everyone that's worked at AEW and that they've left, they've all mentioned how unorganized it is? Maybe it's true. Who knows? You don't work backstage, but look at Evans with that roll-up pin, dog. I've never seen that. When I saw that, I was like, damn. And then he does the drop kick. I mean, this guy's what, like 20 years old? Come on, look at this. This was all in one sequence. Look at this. All in one sequence. Dude. Bouncy is not even like, that's just the beginning. This guy's a beast. If he gets that charisma, that promo skills, that he's going to be dangerous. He's going to be dangerous for years to come. Because he is bouncy. He is clean. And I love that Shawn Spears, playing, you know, the callback to the chairman, comes in with a white chair, matching his gear. You love to see it. Yeah, the flip through the barricade with Trick. That was nice. That was really, really nice. Great fatal four-way. Great main event. They gave them a lot of time to shine. Crazy spots all over ringside. I don't know what else to ask for. Honestly. I don't know what else to ask for. So let's break down the final moments of the match. I do want to break down the final moments of the match because that was probably one of the more intriguing finishes we've had in quite some time. So they built up the moment. Everyone's, you know, kind of focusing on trying to get back up. While Ethan Page just went off on Javon. Ethan Page was enraged. Then you had Shawn Spears outside kind of crawling and trying to pull himself together. And this is the part that was insane. Trick Williams came, hit Javon. Shawn Spears fell out. He hit Ethan Page. Ethan Page fell on him. Shawn Spears pulled at him. Trick Williams was trying to stop the pin, and that's how it ended. Now, I'm going to rewind it. Because if you notice closely, Shawn Spears had no idea that pinfall was taking place. He had no idea. And Ethan Page For as hyped up as he was knocked out. He didn't even intentionally go for the pin. The way I see it is that not only was this a callback, but it was probably the best storied way to get it done. Look at this, guys. You see Shawn Spears falls out. I can't keep it on the whole time. Ethan Page falls. Shawn Spears gets back up. He pulls at him. Shawn Spears wasn't even looking at the match. He wasn't even looking at the pinfall. He wasn't even looking at the ref. He was looking to get tricked for getting hit. That ending to me was chef's kiss. We've been throwing that shit around a lot lately because we're eating good, ladies and gentlemen. We're eating extremely good right now. That was such a good finish. No one looked weak. Exactly, Straight Edge. That has got to be the safest ending I have ever seen. And you know what's funny? That if it wasn't for the internet reminding us, I didn't even see or know that spot happened with HBK. And then I saw the side-by-side and I started laughing because they pulled it off just as good. It sold how chaotic a Fatal 4-Way could be. Such a good story, man. More story to tell between Shawn and Trick. I love Trick's reaction. He was kind of just stunned. Ethan Page then came to the realization he was champ. Obviously, Trick is livid. The ball keeps on rolling, man. It's like this pay-per-view was just a pit stop. Shit, that was good, man. Even watching it back right now and reliving it, it gets me even more excited for tonight's NXT show. And then one last thing that we saw before the show signed off. Ethan Page doing the little frown, and Joe Hendry appeared. Dude, you gotta love wrestling, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, bro. That was so exciting. So exciting. All right, let me turn off the Xbox. So, guys, we will be doing our NXT show at 8 p.m. I will be live. We will be watching NXT tonight because I want to see what the hell is going to happen with everything that went down between these guys. Let me put up the thumbnail. I already set up the thumbnail and everything. Look at the thumbnail right there. Joe Hendry is next. That's the question mark. What's going to happen with Joe Hendry? No, the stream's not over yet. We're going to end it here shortly. I know. I'm going to get to the part you wanted to talk about, which we will continue the conversation tonight, Ace. We'll continue the conversation tonight. Oh, we just got a new subscriber. Let's go. Thank you for subscribing. So we got up to 54. Yeah, we're going to be doing the watch party tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So let's talk about that AEW nonsense. What did you think about the Money in the Bank, a.k.a. the Toronto Screwjob? How was it the Toronto Screwjob, Bray? And Bray, I just finished reviewing Money in the Bank right now. We went off and reviewed Money in the Bank. It was awesome. Great show. You took Nightbot's job. You sure did. I just hope Caster gets slapped by Arn Anderson or some shit. He's not even there anymore. I think they're just setting up a feud. Yeah, I did see the headlines from a while ago that they were saying that they don't even need him. Do you really think that there's an actual rivalry, like beef? I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. Guys, we only got 18 likes. Like up the stream. Let's go. You won't be on tonight? Peace out, John. See you later. for shoot. Maybe it was just for headlines. Lex, I call it the Toronto screw job due to the botch pin and Drew and Seth getting screwed by Punk. Well, yeah. That's one way to look at it, actually. That's one way to look at it. That's definitely one way to look at it. Ultimately, it's unfortunate that it played out the way it did, but I still enjoyed everything else. What can I say? What can I say except you're welcome? I assume it was to set up a match in the future. MJF notoriously stays in kayfabe all the time. Yeah, I don't think that was legit. Can you please say happy birthday to me, bro? Happy birthday, Logan. I hope you have a great birthday, my boy. Like it up or you won't be bouncy like Javon Evans. Yes, sir. So to answer your question, no, I don't think it's real, bro. I don't think it's real. I think it's baloney. What do you think? Just setting up here. Bum, bum, bum. Ooh, I'm getting a little hungry. How is it a work? Yeah, he's a babyface, but, you know, he's also a cocky babyface. Caster has always been like that. Will Jay win a title soon? Logan, I think that ultimately Jay's going to end up with the Bloodline again. Tony Khan and his toy fed can go shove it. Also, if you remember, WWE already removed the stipulation if Seth lost, he can't challenge Priest. Yeah, it makes it more interesting for Damian Priest to keep the belt. Damian Priest said, hey, man, it's all good. When I'm done with Gunther, we could come back and run it back. It's not that all right. Let's say Ace, for whatever reason, this isn't a work and it's real. Who cares? Shelton Benjamin is still a big enough name to wrestle in other places and make money, bro. Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. You know what is a big deal? NXT tonight. Why? Because I believe in Joe Hendry and I hope he appears. We've said his name and I cannot wait. 8 p.m. Eastern time. I want you guys to tune in and have some fun. We're going to continue to talk about wrestling. It's going to be widescreen, no vertical nonsense. We're going to be hanging out on Discord with VJ, MGM, hopefully Keon, hopefully Carter. So tune in. I'm going to go have some dinner. I'm going to go cool down. Straight Edge, I'll see you there as well. Ace, you better come in. You better not be a sellout because we believe in Joe Hendry. Let's go. Tomorrow, oh yeah, tomorrow's the JY DLC, so we got AEW Fight Forever content tomorrow. There you go, Ace. You better tune into the AEW stream tomorrow. I know you love that shit. Well, you're a bandwagoner. You don't support the game, but you love AEW. I don't get it, but I'll be playing it. Don't forget about me. Come on, leader. You're the leader. How can we forget about you? 8 p.m. Let's go.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on this shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said.